3, chapter 2. The name of this chapter is malnutrition. So in this chapter we will see that a brief understanding of public health nutrition, what is public health nutrition, and as a public health nutritionist, what activities one would be involved with. We will see this in this chapter. Okay, so public health nutrition basic concepts. So what is public health nutrition? At first we will see that nutrition, as you may be aware, is one of the major determinants of the health and well-being of individuals in a society. So what is nutrition? You all know that it is one of the major determinant of the health and well-being of individuals in a society. Means anyone is in healthy condition or they are in well-being of individuals in the society or not, we can say that the nutrition. So an area of study which emphasizes the application of food and nutrition knowledge, policy and research to the improvement of health of population is called public health nutrition. So if there will be any question that define public health nutrition or what do you mean by public health nutrition, so you have to write that an area of study which emphasizes the application of food and nutrition knowledge, policy and research to the improvement of health of population, means to improve the condition of health. What knowledge, policy and research is being done on the health of the population, that is known as public health nutrition. Okay, it is primarily concerned with improving nutrition, means how to improve the nutritional strength of the population. It is the primary concern of these things. Study of public health nutrition may therefore include an understanding of the most critical social, behavioral, food and nutrition factors that affect the health, nature, causes and consequences of nutrition problems. Malnutrition is malnutrition in a society. That means study of public health nutrition include. So what we will study in the public health nutrition? We will study about the most critical social, behavioral and food and nutrition factors, means what should they do in the society, what behavioral and food and nutrition factors will affect the health, nature and what will be the causes and consequences of the nutritional problem. These all things will be discussed in the study of public health nutrition. Okay. Nutritional requirement and dietary guidelines for population, design, planning, implementation and evaluation of nutritional programs and how they can improve the nutritional status of the population, how nutrition related to food, related to public policies affect health, especially in vulnerable groups, nutrition education for behavior changes, etc. Means we can say that these are all the factors of public health nutrition. If there will be any question that what are the factors of public health nutrition, then you will study, then you will say this one, that study of public health nutrition may therefore include the an understanding of the most critical social, behavioral, food and nutrition factors that affect the health, nature, causes and consequences of nutritional problem, malnutrition in a society, nutritional requirement, dietary guidelines for programs and how they can improve the nutritional status of the population, how nutrition related and food related public policies affect health, especially in vulnerable groups, nutrition education for behavioral changes, etc. These all are the factors of public health nutrition. Okay. Next, see, the activities mentioned above are by no means of complete list of activities. Means all the activities whatever are mentioned here, these are not the list of activities undertaken within the public health nutrition domain, but surely they give you an idea about this area of study. Means all the things whatever is given here, that all are not all the things. Some factors are given here. Okay, and by reading this we can give some idea about the area of the study of public health nutrition. Okay, so it may be emphasized that public health nutrition is a vast field and has many aspects to it. At this stage we are not required to dwell on these various activities. Means it may be emphasized that public health nutrition is a vast field. Means we should know that this is a vast field and has many aspects of it. Means by many aspects we can know about this study, about this public health nutrition. We can do many more things to give the idea to every people. At this stage, we are not required to dwell on these various activities. Nutritional problems, malnutrition, their causes, consequences, you have learned from the major part of the study of public health nutrition. Means nutritional problem, malnutrition, the causes of malnutrition, consequences. We will study this in the public health nutrition. So let us begin our study. So let's begin. Means at first in this chapter we will see about the malnutritional concept. Okay. So malnutrition. When you think of malnutrition, what picture comes to your mind? Just think that very often we see the picture of malnutrition, that is undernutrition. Means some child or some people are not getting their proper nutrition, that is known as the malnutrition. So malnutrition is, in fact, it is a poor nutrition also. But what we fail to understand is that malnutrition is an impairment of health resulting not only from a deficiency or lack of food or nutrients, but also when there is excess or imbalance of nutrients in the diet. So what we fail to understand is that malnutrition means, if there will be any question that what is malnutrition, so you have to say malnutrition is an impairment of health resulting not only from a deficiency or lack of food or nutrition, but also when there is excess or imbalance of nutrients in the diet. Means just anyone who is in malnutrition condition, that means not only they are not getting the nutrients, but it can be also that they are getting over nutrients, and the proper amount which is needed for their body, that is not getting for their body. Okay, so this is also the malnutrition. So when we talk of malnutrition, we refer to both undernutrition and overnutrition. Means whenever we will talk about the malnutrition, there will be two things: undernutrition and overnutrition. Undernutrition means not getting enough nutrients, and overnutrition, that means getting more nutrients than the body needs. Okay, so these two are the types of malnutrition. Next we will see the malnutrition. So see, as I had told that malnutrition are of two types, that is undernutrition and overnutrition. So in the undernutrition, what we can say, that is the deficiency of calories or energy or the proteins. Means anyone who is in undernutrition, there should be any deficiency of calorie or energy or the proteins, and they will be underweight, stunting or wasting. Means their weight will be decreased day by day. And also for the undernutrition, deficiency of vitamins and minerals condition can be shown. So here micronutrients and malnutrition, that micronutrient malnutrition, MNM, is iron, vitamin A, iodine, these type of things become deficient for that person. Okay, and in case of overnutrition, overweight and obesity will be seen. So what we have seen, that in case of malnutrition there are two types, undernutrition and overnutrition. So see, undernutrition is a condition which occurs when there is lack of adequate energy. Means if there will be a question that define undernutrition, or what do you mean by undernutrition. So undernutrition is a condition which occurs when there is a lack of adequate energy, protein or micronutrients like iron, vitamin A, etc. in the diet. Means if for any organism or for any people in their diet there is a lack of adequate energy, protein or micronutrients, then this condition is known as undernutrition. Okay, the basic requirements of nutrients for growth, development, body maintenance is not met, leading to poor growth or protein, energy, malnutrition or deficiency disease like anemia, permanent blindness, etc. So see, the basic requirement of nutrients for growth, development, body maintenance is not met, means in the under nutritional condition, whatever diet or whatever nutrients are needed for the growth and development of the body, this is lacking in that person. That's why this body maintenance or development or growth is not made, leading to poor growth or protein, energy, malnutrition or deficiency. Disease will come for that person. So the disease are like anemia, permanent blindness, some disease in their bones, osteoporosis. This type of disease can come, okay, for the undernutrition. And next is overnutrition. So overnutrition on the other hand is a form of malnutrition that occurs when we take more of a nutrient than the body needs every day. Means whatever nutrients are needed for our body, if we will take more than that, that will be harmful for our body. So this is known as the overnutrition. Okay, so consumption of excess energy is an example of overnutrition leading to overweight or obesity. Means if anyone will consume excess energy, this will lead to overnutrition, and then the body weight or the obesity will form. Overweight and obesity are defined as, so what is obesity? It is defined as the abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that present a risk to health. Means if anyone, any person or any organism had taken more amount of energy giving food or more amount of nutrients which is not required for their body, then it is known as overnutrition, and at that time they will lead to obesity. And obesity means the abnormal or excessive fat will be stored inside the body, and that which is present as a risk to the health. Okay, what are the factors contributing the malnutrition? Next we will see that. Okay, so here see the causes of malnutrition. Why this malnutrition causes? So already little bit we have known that malnutrition will be caused due to two causes, that is overnutrition and undernutrition. So there can be many underlying causes of malnutrition. A conceptual framework on the causes of malnutrition was developed in 1990 by UNICEF. The framework shows that causes of malnutrition are So the framework shows that causes of malnutrition are multisectoral and classified as basic, underlying and immediate as highlighted in figure 2. So let's see this figure, that for the malnutrition, see at first resource inadequate access of food, okay, inadequate care for children and women, insufficient health services and unhealthy environment. These are the causes, underlying causes, and the immediate causes are disease and inadequate dietary intake. Means if anyone is suffering from any disease, they are not getting proper nutrition, they cannot take proper nutrition just because of that disease, that will be immediate cause. And also the inadequate dietary intake, means inadequate the required amount they are not getting, that will be the immediate cause. And underlying cause, that is inadequate access of food, inadequate care for children and women, means they are not getting the proper care. Insufficient health services and unhealthy environments are there for them, then it is also the causes. Then basic causes are some potential resources, that is economic structure, political and ideological factors. So resources and control like human, economic, organization resources, these all are the basic causes for the malnutrition. So just because of these three causes, the malnutrition occurred, and this was developed in 1990 by the organization UNICEF. Okay, so immediate causes of malnutrition are at individual level, including inadequate dietary intake and frequent illness and disease. Means if anyone will not get the proper nutrition and they will go to the malnutritionist condition, then frequently they will become ill and disease will come, and individuals dietary intake and exposure to disease are affected by underlying factors at household family level, such as lack of availability of and access to or utilization of diverse diet. Means there can be 2 to 3 types of condition, then proper amount of dietary substances are not present in that family due to the economical condition, or they are not getting that things, there is no such people present to see about that children, means not care, no any caregiver or not any parents are present to them, so that they are not getting the proper amount of diet. These type of things are mainly important for the malnutrition. Okay, so next, basic causes including the social, economical and political factors that neglect human rights perpetuates the poverty. Means the causes of poverty, denying the access of vulnerable population to essential resources. Means just think that one family is very much poor, that's why they are not getting the proper diet, so that children who have born in that family, so that children or that child will become poor health, or they will face the malnutrition. These function the society level. Means if this type of malnutrition will show inside one family or inside one children, that will come to the society level also. The causes of undernutrition and overnutrition are in many ways similar and interlinked. Means the causes of undernutrition and overnutrition are more or less similar, and they are interlinked also. Factors such as poverty, lack of knowledge and access to adequate diet, poor infant and young child feeding practices, inadequate health care, etc., can lead to undernutrition as well as overweight and obesity. That means the causes of undernutrition and overnutrition are in many ways similar, and they are interlinked also. So factors such as poverty, lack of knowledge, access to adequate diet, it is a very important question that write, if there will be any question that write the factors of over and undernutrition, so you will write that things. Factors such as poverty, lack of knowledge and access to adequate diet, poor infant and young child feeding practices, inadequate health care, these all are the factors of malnutrition. Okay, next let us get to know the consequences of malnutrition. What is the result of this malnutrition? The consequences linked with malnutrition can be devastating. That is, before we study the consequences, let us get to know who are more likely to be suffering from malnutrition. Means who will suffer in this malnutrition. So malnutrition affects first and foremost the children under age of 2. Means most the child or the people who have seen in the malnutrition, they are the age of under 2. Okay, but young children under 5 years of age, adolescent, pregnant, lactating mothers, the elderly and the chronically ill are also vulnerable. Okay, means not only the child under age of 2, but also young children like under 5 years of age, adolescent also, pregnant women also and lactating mothers, the elderly and chronically ill are also vulnerable. Means they can come in this malnutritional condition also. Okay, so malnutrition increases the risk of mortality, means the death condition, morbidity, that is illness. Means just because of this mortality, many death situations come, and many people become ill just because of this malnutrition. In the long term, chronic malnutrition during pregnancy and early childhood manifests as stunted growth, low height for age, wasting or low weight for height. Children who are malnourished in the early years of life fail to grow and develop to their full potential both physically and mentally. That means the children who are malnourished in the early years of life they will fail. Means if any child have faced this malnutritional condition in the age of 1 or 1.5, so in the future, if they will not get the proper diet or proper nutrition, they will face so much problem. They will face some severe disease also, physical, mentally. They will not be prepared for the future. The consequences of stunting extend to adulthood, increasing the risk of poor pregnancy outcome. Means if that child, that malnutritional child will be female, then for her the poor pregnancy outcome can come. Okay, means when she will become pregnant, she will also face that malnutritional condition again. So impaired cognition that results in poor school performance, reduced economic productivity and earning. Means these are also some things which you will face in the future. Stunted growth in early years increases the risk of overweight later in life, and subsequently non-communicable disease such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes and hypertension. These things will also come for them if the child have faced the malnutritional things in the childhood. Diets that are inadequate in terms of micronutrients, that is iron, iodine, vitamin A, can lead to serious illness and including anemia, iron deficiency. These things also can come. Mental retardation and disease, that is have low immunity power, this can also come. They fall ill faster. Means by severe times they are falling in illness, they are feeling sickness and easily, and are less able to recover quickly and completely from the disease. Means as they have the low level of immunity power, that's why they will feel always not strong. So if they will be suffered in any disease, so they cannot recover quickly, they cannot recover completely from that disease. So malnutrition increases the risk of infection, and with the infection, that is reduced appetite. So if these people want to take more diets, then it is not possible for them always, because the appetite, the appetite performance for them, that will be reduced. Malabsorption, what is termed, increases the body's need for nutrients and leading to malnutrition, creating a vicious cycle of malnutrition and infection. That means if they that person will start to take proper amount of diet, but as their physical condition is not okay from inside, so that whatever they will take, that will not be absorbed inside their body. Okay, and that will become a serious problem for them also. So last, just we will see the summary of these consequences of malnutrition. That is, the malnutrition consequences: non-communicable disease like diabetes, hypertension will come. Overweight or obesity can be done also. Anemia, permanent blindness, low birth weight, stunting, wasting, or failure to grow, mortality or morbidity, lowered immunity, repeated infection, impaired cognition, means visual problem, poor school performance, means their brain is not growing properly, reduced economic productivity. These all things are the effect of malnutrition. Okay, next, just the last conclusion point, that is, having considered the consequences of malnutrition, it is important for us now as public health or nutrition students to be able to access or identify individuals who are suffering from malnutrition, or identify population groups or individuals who are at risk of malnutrition. So means as a nutritionist, you have to identify that type of person, and you have to give the idea about that, and you have to give some ideas to that how this will be solved, how in the future they should do something, what problems can come to them. You have to give some idea about them. In the last para, no need to read it, because such questions are there, no need to read it. Now tell me that within this chapter, this is a very easy chapter, and from this the important questions are: define malnutrition, how many types of malnutrition are there. There are two types of malnutrition: the overnutrition and undernutrition. why this came, why this come, or what is the causes of this malnutrition. You have to say properly for the both overnutrition and undernutrition. And what do you mean by overnutrition and undernutrition? If there will be any 2 marks question, then you have to define that too. And causes of malnutrition, and what means what did UNICEF say, or what they have developed for the causes of malnutrition. Then this full thing you have to say. Okay, this chart if you will make and you will just say 2 or 3 lines, then it will be okay. After that, what is the consequences, or what is the effects of malnutrition, then you have to say about that. Okay, so this is the full chapter. Now tell me, you have any problem or not?
No, ma'am, everything's clear.
Okay, very good. So that's all for today. Goodbye.